This project, this initiative really started about 16 months ago, or maybe even just a little earlier. And it organically rose, just like a seed, from several different sources. We are not a nonprofit organization, the Senior Living Initiative. We just grew from the community. And I think partly inspired by several things. One was some of us read the book by Atul Gawande called Being Mortal and wanted to talk about it. Others knew that Regency Manor was closing. They might have had parents there or other loved ones there, and they were very concerned. And then others just felt that they wanted options for themselves as they grew older. So we came together, and monthly meetings and more, we worked on a process to help define what does it mean to have more senior care in the Valley? What do we want? And a couple of things we learned along the way is, one, that there's a tremendous need now. Do you realize that there is no independent living where there's a little bit of assistance provided to you? Do you realize that we only have 30 units of assisted living and we need many more? So we have no memory care. We have no chronic care. Our nursing home moved to Wenatchee in February, March. And so we realized, communities are really judged by how well they take care of the most vulnerable. And this is a vulnerable group. And so what we did was we defined a process. Some of you may be able to see it over here, where we said, well, how big is the problem? How much need do we have? So we looked at needs. We then looked at how can we get the community aware of this? How can we generate energy and interest and effort to meet that need? So we looked at models of success, and one of the models we looked at was the Chelan Public Library, which again was very much community driven. We looked at sponsorship. Heritage Heights Board of Directors agreed to sponsor this program or this initiative and continue to sponsor us, and we're very grateful for that. Then we started looking at what are the features of senior living that we want. Where do we want to be when we are no longer able to stay in our home? Most people want to stay in their homes as long as possible, but we all know that nature and conditions creep up on us sometimes, and we need to have more assistance. And in that continuum of care where we need just a little bit of assistance and then maybe a couple years later need more and then a residential unit, we wanted to see that there was a pathway. So we started looking at different kinds of options that we wanted and what really was the best for us. We didn't want someone to come in and tell us what we should have. We wanted to define what that was. So we also went to the community and we said, what do you want? And many of you in the room, I recognize faces. We had over 300 people involved in our community conversations, at least 10 meetings. And it was very, very eye-opening, the kinds of things that people said that they really, really wanted to see and needed now. So then we went to writing up a report of all the work that we had done over the year. And in June, we have that report. It's on our website, and we'll get that to you at the end of the meeting so you can see it. It's a 6-page report. And basically, here we are today, and here's our summit. We knew that there was, because of that need, a call to action, that we were compelled to do something effective, long-term, and meaningful with the help of the community. And so we really appreciate you all being here today. Numbers-wise, we had a numbers group, and we really appreciate the work of that group looking at how many seniors are going to have by 2030. How many units are we going to need? We are going to need 298 units to meet the need in 2030. In addition to what we have now, we need 298 units. And some of that is independent living, some of it's assisted living, some of it's memory care, and some of it is chronic care, or what you might have known as nursing care. So we have work to do. We have work to do. So what we eventually worked on was, having these needs, knowing what the community was telling us, we said, there is a call to action, and what does that action look like? Well, there are two actions. And the first one was that we wanted to develop an affordable senior living and care options in the Chelan Valley as soon as is feasible. We want to expand services to assist more seniors to live in their homes as long as possible, such as transportation and affordable home care. We want more affordable housing, which is needed for the expected increase in the number of workers who will provide those services to seniors. And the second one was, we want a campus of care. We want a campus of care that reflects some very important values and features. Well, long-term residential options that are affordable for a wide range of income levels and include independent living, memory care, assisted living, and nursing care. Spouses and friends who need different levels of care will live in the same neighborhood. We will have services in one location, near town, school, hospitals, walkable environment, so that people really feel that they're not in a building, but they're actually in a neighborhood, and they know their neighbors. We want coordinated care. We want wellness. We want technology facilities. We want a wellness facility. So we're working on, our next step is coming out of this meeting. This is where we're heading. I think what I've learned in working with this group is that it's really important to dream big. And I think the Chelan Valley has shown us that when we dream big and we generate that kind of energy it takes, that we make it happen. So now I'm ready to turn it over to people who have made it happen, and I look forward to hearing their stories.